I'd like to call to open the Cultural Arts Committee for the Town of Portola Valley, July 14th meeting. I think we're going to, the first item is call to order and roll call. Ivy Margolis, here. Sue, not here. Jerry,
Here.
here. Phil,
Here.
here. Lael,
Here.
Leslie, not here.
She'll be joining us in a while.
Okay. Stacy, here. Okay. We have a quick oral communication for items not on the agenda. Stacy has asked to do that.
Yes, I was interested in scheduling a photo pickup from people who participated in the photo exhibit in May. The week of, oh, I had it on my notes pulled up there. The week of August 3rd. I wanted to know if anyone was free that week. My hope was to do like a 2-hour block on multiple days at the same time, just at the library, and have photos that people could come and pick up. And I just wanted to see if anyone would be available. It could be a block like 12 to 2 or something like that. I wasn't sure what people's availability was.
What are you asking people to be available for?
To help pass out the photos.
Okay.
The photo pickup. And this is why next year I'll just try to say all photos need to be picked up at the, final day.
So
I think Sue is on her way to the meeting. I just got a text from her.
Oh, great.
is asking volunteers to, what are the hours?
Well, I wanted to run the hours by this group. They could be changed, but I was thinking 12 to 2, and to pick several days that week.
Just like offhand, does it have to be like a high noon time?
It doesn't. We could,
And it might be more convenient, like when people are off work.
Yeah.
we could do later in the day. That would work as well. Do you have a suggestion of a different time?
Well, like honestly, like just to throw it out 5 to 7, or I don't know, 5 to 7 or 4 to 6, something like that.
Okay, and it could be a 1-hour block if we're gonna do later in the day too. Or if, I think I know that I could probably do one day, but I couldn't do multiple days. So if someone else was willing to do one of the other blocks, we could do, 2 or 3 days that week.
Yeah, I could do a day.
I could do a day.
Oh, great. Okay.
I do an hour later in the day be great.
Yeah,
Okay.
later in the day. I'm
Perfect.
melting.
No, that makes sense. And I can make sure that I swing by to pick up the photos and pass them off to people, if that's helpful. I just wouldn't be able to stay for the whole block.
I also
Yep.
don't mind picking them up from you.
Oh, great.
Do you guys want to just coordinate on the days you want to volunteer? And
Yes.
then offline and then we'll do
Perfect.
that.
I will reach out to you, Jerry and Lael. I'll reach out to you guys offline and we'll schedule it.
Okay, and you're talking about the second week of August?
I thought you said the first week. I can't do the second week at all.
I can't either. I'm
August 3rd. It's the week of August 3rd.
I
Yeah, I
can
can
do
do that week.
Great.
I only have one doctor's appointment that week.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. I know Leo needs to run, so I'm going to rush through the meeting a little bit. If there are there's no other discussion, so I'm going to move on to the thing next, which is approval of minutes. I send everyone the minutes this afternoon from our May meeting, and I like to can somebody call to approve the minute, please?
I can call to approve the minutes.
I second that.
Okay. So we all second approved? Okay. Okay.
Now you got to say all in favor.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Approved. So we don't have any new old business. I'm gonna skip, and then we're gonna go down to item number 5 to new business. Okay, so I sent in the budget on time and have been following it up. Apparently, Jerry, I just got an email from you. No one has responded. Tony has not responded, but you're saying that there was a discussion about the budget and then they're pushing back on our budget?
Yes,
When,
under finance at the town council, they discussed finance and they said they have to cut the budget. And one example they gave was Cultural Arts Committee is asking for 3,000. Let's take 1,000 from there and give them 2,000. That's all that was said. And, they were talking about how they're going to balance the budget.
when was this? And what meeting was this?
A council meeting. I don't think it was a finance meeting.
Yeah.
We listened through YouTube to all the meetings where we're doing
Oh.
other stuff. And I heard that with my own ears.
Whoa. Okay.
It perked up when I heard cultural arts.
So Jerry, I'm going to lean in on you for a little bit because you are very experienced with much more experienced with the budget process than I am. Now, when a committee submits a budget, when the town pushes back, do we and how, if so, can we have a discussion about the budget? And if we don't agree to the pushback, agree to the cut.
When there's no money, there's no money. I mean,
Okay.
we never used to have these problems until we became insolvent. And so really, and it's all new people. So there's no one experienced from the committee. So because we didn't used to have these problems, as I said before in the minutes, when John Richards would come to every meeting, he would tell us, ask for more. And because you can't go back and ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, So basically, are you saying that that was our opportunity and we don't have any opportunity to? This is pretty much leave it, just, we have 2,000. There's nothing we can do about it.
I don't know. We could ask.
Okay.
It never hurts to ask, but like
Okay.
I said, they're working right now through the finance committee on the property sales tax and raising it from $27.50 per 1,000. And now they're making it $1,000 for every so many dollars we sell our homes for. So they're looking at every way possible to try to bring the money in and balance our budget. So maybe we have to cut out one activity or make one activity shorter than we wanted to.
I'm going to open up. Just 1 second. I want to open our budget proposal. What I sent to the city. So first of all, we requested 4,350, not 3,000. So if they're going to slash 1,000, then we're down to 3,350. So I have emailed. I've been following up with Tony. I have not heard from him. I came to this meeting thinking that would be my update, but this is good. This is good that you heard from. Thank you for the information, Jerry. I will be a little bit more vigilant following up with Tony, who heads the finance department. And I think because we did ask for a generous amount, and I think if we don't get that amount, we can trim a little bit of fat around to get down to 3,000. I don't see, a lot of. I'm okay with that. And I don't think.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think they were looking at the budget that we've submitted.
Okay.
I think they were looking at our former budget where out of the blue they gave us the 3,000 when we went that night just under the wire and beg for money.
Yeah.
That was the 3,000. So they're looking at our past of
Okay.
3,000.
Okay. Well, I think now, since they said they were gonna slash it by $1,000, I'm gonna take that deal and take my 33 and 50 and go for it. So let me follow up with that conversation with Steve, and I will give everyone an update. Now, absent of having a final budget, it is a little bit difficult for us to plan for next year. Or we can essentially move forward and we'll do everyone across all events. We agree to essentially a 10%. I think what is it? So if we do $1,000 cut, and that is out of. So essentially a 23% cut across all event. I mean, if we kind of just work with that assumption, we can start planning as well. But I also don't want to do that because it's really dangerous. Because what if the town comes back, say, hey, we misspoke. It really what we want to approve you is 2,000, not 1,000 off of $1,000 off of the new budget, which tells me they don't read the budget proposal we sent. And I prepare
I think it was I think it was not town people looking at it, Ivy. It was the town council. And what they were looking at, they were comparing our past budget and wanting to hold us there and then cut us back from there. It's like apples and oranges. They weren't looking at our current $4,000 budget. They were talking about past budget.
Okay, well, it is their job to be looking at the current budget proposal, the correct budget proposal. So I am going to take on their concession about giving us $1,000 cut. And if that's what they're saying is a cut by $1,000, then that's what I'm going to lean in on and get us 33.50.
Good luck, Ivy.
Well, that's basically what I do now. So timeline and calendar, that's what I think we should do for budget. Do you guys have any other? So
Unless we hear otherwise that, there's a different reality. I think that makes sense.
Well, we need to get I need to get the final word from Tony.
Yeah.
Right. He needs to tell me what that is. And then if he say we're cutting you $1,000, I was like, fantastic. I'm not going to fact check on. And then I say, and later on, if I have a problem with it, was like, well, $1,000 off of 4,300 is 3,300, not 2,000. But I want to get them on. Yeah. So let's do that. So if they want to read the incorrect budget proposal, then that's up to them. It was timely. It was very, very clear. I had the breakdown for each one, the rationale for each one. I've reviewed other budget proposals. I can say with confidence, ours was very well done. Okay, so 33.50, that's a 23% cut across. That means for Limerick, instead of $100, we're looking at 75. For what is it? For the speaker events, that's going to be a little bit tough because I think the fees are fixed. And then also, I'm going to push back on that one on the 25.3% cut because it was the town requested for us to have that event, right? And then the budget is market rate. It's not something I came up. So let me handle that and I will update. So the next item is on the agenda is timeline calendar of events. Absent a firm budget, do we really want to get into the discussion about timeline calendar of events, or do we want to table it once we have a more firm understanding of the budget?
Could we do like rough months when certain things happen? And then don't go into the nitty gritty?
Yeah. I think that's what I'm hoping to do.
Great.
But if everyone, and then I hope everyone is amenable to that. Okay, so on our budget, we have the following 4 events. the Portola Valley Photo Contest and exhibit. That's number one. The second event is speaker series. We are looking to host two speaker series, and then speaker events. And number three is a youth creative fair. And the fourth event is a limerick contest. I think may I start with limerick because that is tied to the limerick. We can't really change
Yeah.
the timeline for that. Liao, do you know when next year the limerick is going to be? And when,
Oh, I think you're muted.
you're muted.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I really don't know. I would want to talk to Sue, but I'm assuming around St. Patty's Day, but it doesn't have to be, but it
Okay.
kind of makes sense.
Okay. When's around St. Pat? Let me look that up when St. Patty's Day is.
March 17th, I think.
Yes, always. I'm married to an Irishman.
Is it the same day? No.
I
It's
used to be married to an Irish.
March 7th. Yes. So it's the same day every year. It doesn't change.
That's correct.
It's
Okay.
his day. He's
Oh.
a saint and he's got a day.
Okay. March 17th, 2027. All right. I think last year, so that one you have locked in. I think last year we were a little bit heavy in the spring, partly because our group was new. We were gelling, we were brainstorming in the fall, and I kind of just let it follow the flow organically and didn't push for it. And I think that was helpful because towards the end of the year we got a lot of things done and we were very happy. This year, now we have bonded as a group, and also many of the events we're doing are repeats. What I like to do is ideally spread them out a little bit. So I'll go start with the speaker events. Since we're doing two, what I plan to do is one in the fall and one in the spring. So basically this fall when the school starts, and then in the spring during the spring semester. So they are evenly, they're spread out that way. But that one we can change things around to accommodate the larger events. And the bigger events are, do we have Leslie, are the photo contest as well as creative fair. Steve is not here today. Do you, Stacy, do you have a preference we are very late in the fall, so if you want to volunteer and raise your hand for fall, I think that'd be fantastic.
I would like to know because do you think he'll do it in the spring again?
What I'm going to do is ask him to do it in the winter. So between December and February, because that's a low season and this is an indoor event, it's not subject to the weather. So what we see is April and May are very busy, right? So we should have, and then ideally is I would push for the or maybe one is in the fall, one's in the spring, but ideally they need to be spread out.
I think for me, my biggest takeaway was trying to get more youth engagement. And I just want to make sure there's enough time once school starts to really connect with teachers. So I think that would be my only hesitancy to do it in the fall, is that there wouldn't be enough connection lead up with schools.
Okay. So you want to keep it in the spring. Now,
I think either winter or spring.
Okay. For the spring, I think we talked about this. This is I don't know if we want to do a multi-event next year again. Regardless, what I would like to do is, it is spring in Portola Valley. What I suggest for all the events to take place after April 15th, after spring break. And then so, between the second half of April and the first half of May, that's when they ideally should take place.
And we don't want to do a summer, right? Because we lose too many people for.
Well, if you want to have
vacation.
youth engagement, I don't think summers would be a good idea. Because
Right.
people,
I mean, if
case-
they've submitted during the school year, but you're right, then they're not still connected with the teacher. So you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I think the photo contest can take precedence over the limerick contest. So I don't have to be tied to March if that's a deal. I just wanted to put that out there because that really engaged a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I don't think there will be a conflict. Like I said, I think the photo contest, given it's a spring theme, it should be, what I recommend is after spring break, so kids can benefit. There's something about people's mentality after spring break.
Yeah.
And then so, there'll be speaker event or the exhibit itself should take place.
Do we have the
after-
dates for spring break next year?
Let's see.
So we need to do the Portola Valley. I'm pulling out Portola Valley School District.
The calendar. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I put it on my calendar yet. Because they did release the dates.
So spring break is perfect. It's
April 12th.
precisely April.
Yeah.
So I think, if we were to proceed with a speaker event or open up submission, it should be the following week. And then, fast forward 4 weeks, because the school is out in June. I think that's a really good time, right? That's a good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, I just want to make sure I don't overlap the photo contest with the spring musical at the school. And I don't know what date that is yet. Just because I know both take up time.
That's what I say. Spring is a really, really busy time.
Yeah.
Maybe you should consider the fall. Or
Yeah, I'm just nervous about teacher engagement because I need at least a month or two. Like maybe we could do something October or early November.
yeah,
But I'd need to sit down and think and potentially try to reach out to some teachers now and see if they'd could
right,
build it into their curriculum.
right. Spring is a very busy time. Like you said, there's
Yeah.
musical, there's this. So do you really want to get both, or do you want to spread it out and then doing October? I think.
Yeah, I just need to look at my bandwidth because I'm on the fundraising committee for the school too, and that's the big push. So I'll just think about where my time
Yeah.
is and where I can give it.
Yeah. I think fall will be, there's a big, for Steve, I'm going to
Push for winter.
push for winter, basically January and February, which is a low season. Okay. And then speaker event depends, so we can do a speaker event in April. We can do, October and April, subject to the finalization of the photo contest.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
we can
just
move that
don't know. So then if I were to do it in the fall, September will be too soon because they won't have been in school for long enough. So it would be November.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
need to relook and see if I have the bandwidth to do that.
So
Or
basically
November or May.
so there are two options for the photo contest, in mid-October to mid-November.
Yeah, well, because we want it far enough away from the speaker series. So I guess it
The
depends
speaker
on-
series can be moved easily.
Okay.
Okay. Or mid-April to mid-May.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll figure that out.
All right. So what we have, Leslie, yes.
Hi, yeah, I'm wondering, are you still excited about the speaker thing? I
Okay.
was,
Yes. So let me give you an update. Apparently, our budget got slashed significantly. However, we do not know what the final amount. There seems to be a confusion among the council and the town staff on how much our final budget would be. So let me chase that down. And so we're looking at either at a 23% cut or 50% cut, which, as you can see, it's a very significant number.
yeah.
Now, if it's a 50% cut, then what I would say, however much percent the cut, we need to let it cut across. My only part I would push back is on the speaker series, because speaker series, we're doing it per the requests of the town, right? It was the town council member came to us, the town manager came to us. So we're doing it as a response to their request.
Yeah.
And then, so my question would be, why are they cutting the budget on this? So I think for the moment being, we should discuss, as if we knowing that the budget will change, but, and be open about it, but, you know, it should not, stop all discussions. So we should just stay flexible. And then, so what we're doing right now is simply discussing, having a very high level understanding of what the timeline, the lineup for the events for next year, to prevent, there was a little bit overcrowding last year in the spring month. We were, you know, I think everybody was getting very tired. So I'm trying to ask people to just spread it out. So for now, we still have 2 speaker events on the calendar. And what I say is one should be in the fall, one in the spring. And I know you will be one of our, you have signed up to be one of our speakers. Leslie, do you have a preference in the fall or in the spring to speak?
We're gonna celebrate a big round number birthday in
Okay.
October. So I think not in October, please. Yeah.
Okay. Not in October. Okay. All right. Maybe then
Or
you can be.
later October maybe, but
Yeah.
you know.
Maybe you can be, okay. So this is all good. We're just gathering information right now. Like I said, the final lineup will largely depend on how much cut do we get, 25% or 50%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
That's a lot of uncertainty.
yes. We had a lot of people, did Jerry drop off and, oh, Jerry is here. Okay.
No, I'm here.
Okay. All right. I think that will be the lineup for next year. So tentatively for the photo contest, Stacy will consider, you know, would it be in the fall event will be mid-October to mid-November, or the spring event will be mid-April to mid-May. The speaker series, we're going to have one in the fall, one in the spring, and we'll build around the bigger events, right? Which are the photo contest and the creative fair. And the youth creative fair, I'll talk to Steve. I think he should do sometime in January and February, which are the low seasons. And the Limerick contest, which is at a time around March 17th, 2027. So
I mean, I think ideally it should end up around March 17th, so maybe it could start in February, but honestly, I'm super.
yeah, okay.
That was my thought. If we start the Limerick contest the end of February, it gives the kids or adults time to write a limerick and make the deadline like the week of St. Patrick's Day. Otherwise, it's not really too relevant to St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I like that. So basically we have a few month-long events, right? Well, 2, because the photo contest starts with submission will be about a month-long submission. Similarly, Limerick contest is about a month long.
Yeah, and right now I think we initially kept a workshop, but if the budget is slashed, maybe the workshop component doesn't exist anymore, but we'll figure that out we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I think the details, we're not ready to discuss the
No.
details given how
Up in the air the budget is.
how much discrepancy there are in the budget. So
Yeah.
But I'm glad we have a time.
Yeah.
This is all I have on the calendar today. So until we meet, I will chase down the city, understand what our budget is, and hopefully get as close to 4,300 that we asked for as possible. Oh, I do have one business. I would like to, for next year, ask for somebody, a designated technical person to open up the lines, because I get so what I would do is, another item for me is ask the city, tell me final, what is the dial-in? Because apparently they gave me 2 dial-ins. They gave me a template for the agenda in which I used today, but apparently that is not the dial-in that's online. So I need to ask them exactly which one we should use. Let me finalize that, but I would like to request someone to volunteer to be the technical czar to open up the lines before each meeting. Maybe you guys can all think about it. And next time I would ask.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I cannot.
Okay.
I
Could
can't
we-
always get here on time anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think, because I don't mind doing it, but I could not get the volume to work on it. Can we request someone from the town to do a training?
I will request someone from the town.
Because I will do it as long as someone trains me, because I have used many a Zoom and
Okay.
this does not work the way that
Okay.
almost every Zoom.
Thank you for confirming
Yeah.
that fact. I am not.
No,
That-
no, you did nothing wrong. It is,
Okay.
I think it's a very complicated system.
It is a very unusual system. Yes. So I will just outsource that.
Unless Phil wants it, I won't take it away from Phil.
Phil, didn't
No,
they do that?
I couldn't take that away from you.
Thanks. Phil.
Phil, were you not the technicals person for when John was heading the committee?
He's like,
John
not
always
anymore.
turns it on himself.
Oh, maybe we should get John back to turn the
Oh.
thing on.
He
Okay.
had trouble, many of our meetings though.
It's
Yeah, we were delayed a couple times with his trying to get us on.
Okay.
yeah.
See, it's
so
a common issue.
I invite everyone to at least give it a try, so you personally experience the complexity of the town's Zoom system. It's not, it's not typical. So
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so I will request for me to do that.
Well, and you know what's interesting is larger towns they have contractors come in and record, because that's what my husband's company, one of the elements that they do is they record town meetings. So they have like professionals come in and record it.
Okay.
Not our system.
No,
I don't think we're a big enough town.
No.
But
okay. All right. Do we have any other topics we'd like to discuss before we call the end of the meeting? Okay. I like to read the land acknowledgement. The town of Portola Valley acknowledges the colonial history of this land we dwell upon, the unceded territory of the Ramaytush Ohlone, Tamiya Nation, and Mawikma Ohlone, who endured a human and cultural genocide that included removal from their lands and their sacred relationship to the land. Portola Valley recognizes that we profit from the commodification of land seized from indigenous peoples and now bear the ecological consequences. We seek to understand the impact of these legacies on all beings and to find ways to make repair. Unless we have any other comments, I would like to call to adjourn the meeting. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Meeting adjourned. Bye, guys.
Ivy.